Hello, everyone. So I'm super excited because I have my amazing mother, June, on here today with me. And she was actually one of my very first people that I put through the spiral. And she has been so amazing and graciously offered to come on here and share her experience moving through the spiral. And she's actually now a spiral practitioner as well and helping to move people through the spiral, which I am just, it's been such an incredible journey. So I'll let you share. So yeah, if you want to just like introduce yourself to everybody. Obviously, most people know, a lot of people know that you are my mother and how amazing you are and how bright you are and how just inspirational you are. But yeah, if you want to share a little bit more about you and where you were prior to moving through the spiral in your life.
All right. Okay, well, I'm, as you said, your mom and the mom of two other beautiful souls as well that are all grown up and doing their thing. And as a mom, I was kind of in a place where, I don't know, I was going through a bit of a transitional time, not only as a mom, but just, in my life, just where I was at. And yeah, so I just knew that like I had already made some steps of progress to, in my transformation, I'll just say. But
would you be able to explain more about that? Like what transformation were you going through?
Okay, well, okay, so after my kids were all, doing their thing, and I just found myself in a time where it was like I just wasn't feeling aligned with, like with my life anymore and where I was and in my marriage. And, like I had like, the beautiful home on the lake and a wonderful husband. Not that there was anything, like there wasn't anything abusive or anything between us. We just weren't aligned, in and where we were at this point in our lives. So yeah, so I had made the move to leave the house there, and I had moved in with my other daughter and her husband and my granddaughter, which was a nice transition to that first step, like out the door. And I wasn't totally on my own, but I still that was great. I really, that time was very precious to me, but then I got to the stage where, okay, like I know this isn't where I belong either. I really need to move to the next step. But again, it was one of those, not so easy. Like, you know what you think you want to do, but it was a matter of like making up your mind and deciding, what you actually wanted to do, where you wanted to be. And yeah, there was a lot of thinking I had to do around that. So
yeah, a lot of moving parts. And you were married for what, 34 years?
I was.
34 years. So that's a huge shift to be able to go from there to where you were. So thank you for sharing that. And just for everybody watching too, it's actually been, I'm just going to put this little side note in there. It's been incredible watching both you and dad go through this, because most people in society, they're always like, oh, like, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm like, no, like this was like the best thing that ever could have happened. Like both of them are thriving now and it's so incredible. So I'm so proud of you for making that big decision, because man, after 34 years, you are pretty locked into what your life looks like. And there's a lot of outside judgments and perspectives and all of these things to think about, and the kids and the grandkid at that point, grandchild Maya at that point too, to think about. So I'm proud of you for making that move for you. And so that's when you started moving through the spiral.
I'd also just like to add in there too, like during that time, like even to get me to that point, like I did do a lot of work. Like I didn't just like, say one day, okay, like that's it, I'm walking out the door. No, my goal was really to make it a smooth transition for everybody involved, and not to just make it about the usual like money and, turning it into unnecessary grief that we didn't really need to go through. So we were able to work through really a nice, peaceful agreement there, but it was because I had taken the time to put the work in to bring myself to a place where I was able to do that. But the spiral definitely helped me to like uncover a lot of other things and to move forward.
Yeah, and I remember that being one of your intentions, that you wanted to make it a very smooth kind of gradual transition into creating a new life for yourself. And so, yeah, I'm just curious, like, what was your experience moving through the spiral? Because obviously you're a spiral practitioner now too, which is so exciting.
Yeah, moving through the spiral. Yeah, that honestly, when I have to say, when I first started, like, I mean, I thought I was really in a good place, to be honest. Like, I thought I was doing well. And, you know, I knew I had to move on and keep going, but I really felt like I was doing well. But like, I did know that there was still something not quite aligned, just because I wasn't really moving forward. And that really was my first clue. But
what was it that you were feeling that made you know that you weren't aligned?
Well, I just honestly, because I wasn't moving forward, like I was just staying where I was. And I knew that that wasn't where I wanted to be like forever. I mean, it was great at the time, but I knew I wanted to, I have so much more that I want to accomplish in my life and so much more to do. So, so I knew like, it's up to me. I've got to like move through it and do something here. So anyway, I just went into the spiral, really just like not really knowing exactly what I was getting into, but it really, as I was moving through it, like I really discovered a lot of things about myself, like so many of these emotions that are trapped, right, really down deep inside us. Like I've always heard of that analogy, you know, with the onion, and you have to like peel off the layers, and I thought I understood that. But once I got into the spiral, I really got deep into those layers and was able to really uncover a lot of things that have really been stuffed in there. And a lot of it goes way back to your childhood. And to be honest, like I knew my childhood wasn't like the ideal childhood, but I really honestly never really consciously thought that my childhood was that bad. Like, you know, it was what it was. And you know, that's just, I didn't really think it was doing as much to traumatize me along the way and to kind of make me like to program me and to install these beliefs into me that weren't mine. So, yeah, it's very interesting.
And so what were some of your biggest breakthrough moments that you had moving through the spiral?
Some of my biggest, oh my goodness. I think a lot of like my biggest, I think I would say they came from really my inner child, like just really discovering my inner child and really, yeah, just being more like just allowing her to come to the surface more. I think like she was really hidden away inside me. And I think that was just probably just to keep me safe and, you know, just kind of let me forget about a lot of things from when I was younger. And yeah, it brought up a lot of things about, you know, childhood, like a lot of things that, you know, like children probably shouldn't see, or, you know, just different family dynamics that I had to deal with at a young age. And yeah, and like I say, I never thought that my family was bad or, you know, whatever. Like, I mean, my parents split up when I was 12, and you know, it was not ideal, but like I say, I just didn't really think anything of it. But all these things were deep inside me, and they did come up. So it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, and a lot of the family dynamics that we perceive as normal are actually very emotionally traumatic or sometimes physically traumatic environments that we don't even really recognize because, like, even like, I'm sure you can relate to this back then, like even spanking kids was normal,
Exactly.
right? Like, it's like,
Yeah.
that was normal, but it's like, we forget all of these things as to the traumas that we have experienced and the emotional traumas. Would you be able to share a little bit more about, I know this will be personal for you, so feel free to say no, like more about like what that dynamic looked like for you being in that family? Because I feel like there is like a lot of people that may be able to relate to that, and how you've kind of recognized how that's kind of made you the woman that you are today, and the things you've kind of shifted through because of this knowing of what the spiral has brought to you.
Yeah. I think a lot of it was, I was the eldest of 4 children. So I think I just took on a lot of, I don't know why exactly, but I took on a lot of responsibilities that, yeah, probably the average 12-year-old shouldn't have to take care of. I mean, that's the age that my parents actually split up. My dad was actually an alcoholic, and my mom was like, she was like the best mom. Like we were, that's probably why I was so attached to my children as well.
That's why you're the most amazing mom. See, we don't all pick up all the bad things.
Yeah, my mom
And
was
it's your
really a
grandma.
special lady too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's where I got that from. But yeah, I think a lot of it was just that feeling that responsibility and helping my mom as much as I could from a, like even before 12, I was just that type. I was, helping my siblings and kind of keeping things in order. I was organizing the toy box, having them all, like get everything all in line and sort things out. And if they're broken, you get rid of them. And I was just young. So where that came from, I have no clue, but it was in there somehow. And yeah, sorry, I'm getting a little bit off track here.
Oh, that's perfect. Keep going.
Okay, so
Yeah, see, that was kind of like your thing. You were the eldest of 4 kids. You had responsibilities at a young age. And how do you feel like that? Like, what was it that you really learned from that? Because you talked about your inner child, like how that was kind of some of the stuff that you kind of went through. And we did some pretty like some deeper somatic type stuff with your inner child throughout some of your sessions as well.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, just being able to talk to that little Junie in there and just let her know that she did a great job. And I'm going to get emotional talking about this.
That's okay. Let it flow. It's great.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, to be able to just talk to that little girl, Junie, that's inside me, that's been in there all those years, that did such a wonderful job doing all these things at such a young age and keeping everybody safe and making everybody feel good. But I think that, like, it was great to acknowledge that and to give her praise for doing that, but also to let her know that, you know what, everybody is fine. People don't need me to do that anymore. Everybody's thriving on their own. I did a good job. It's time for me to just take care of me now. And it just kind of helped to make that easier, because yeah, I've always been like making things about everybody else, making everybody else comfortable, and worrying about what everybody else thought. So it's interesting how it like where it comes from. So.
Yeah, it's really cool to, like, from my perspective, getting to hold you through it and hold other clients through it too, like being able to allow you within your mental realm to be able to go back to those times when you were a child and actually visualize yourself with that younger version of yourself, little Junie, we call her, and be able to actually go back to that and have that inner dialogue with that younger version of yourself, so that you can really heal and mend those parts of yourself that you forgot even existed, where there are these wounds or these emotional traumas or emotional patterning kind of installed into your body, so that you can then bring it back to the present moment. And you can see, like, even how you said, like, releasing that control. And in this moment, you were kind of breaking out of that, which brought your power back to you, which then, instead of all of this, like always doing for everybody else, like that's been one of the biggest shifts I've recognized in you, is starting to release always doing things for everybody else, because once you start doing that, it actually frees up the time for you to start working on your own goals, your own vision, what it is that you want. So just to kind of like piece that all together for everyone, how this inner child work, what we call it, actually does, like, it comes back and it does heal things in the present moment so that we can kind of move forward and start shifting things in our life. And that is work that's kind of like, it's I integrate it into my work that I do with the spiral, but it's not actually part of the spiral. So that's just stuff that I add in there.
But even just clearing out those emotions that you're feeling at that time, like,
yeah.
It just makes such a huge difference just when you're actually really, using the meridians and really breathing it all out and letting it go. It's huge when you're physically actually letting it out, letting it go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when you say that, like, what is the experience you have when you're letting it go? Like, what is it that, how is it that you know from your perspective and from being in your body, like when that thing has been let go throughout the session?
Yeah, just when you're actually like breathing it out, you just through the breathing, you can just feel in your body, like you can feel that you have released. Like, you'll know whether you have or you haven't, because you feel it. Like, it's simple as that, really.
Yeah, it feels lighter.
It's lighter, yeah, much lighter.
A lighter, higher frequency, lighter density in the body.
Yeah, and as you integrate it, like normally, like as the week in between each session, like as you integrate it through that week, like I found like I felt so much better and progressively just kept going. So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, beautiful. Any other big shifts that you experienced throughout, I guess, internally, and then we'll talk about external kind of shifts that came from your journey through the spiral as well.
Well, I can't say, I'm going to say internally, like even physically, like I really honestly feel so much better. Like I've had, digestion issues, and I've had Crohn's and colitis, and like I had fibromyalgia. And honestly, like since I've done this and I know now how to kind of clear these emotions when I need to, it's just made the biggest difference. Like I'm very intuitive with my own body, and I can feel like if I eat something that I shouldn't eat, very intuitive with that. Like, yeah, it's just really given me this very strong, it's really strengthened that awareness that I have within my body. And yeah, and even I'm more mindful. Like I actually can acknowledge things a lot faster. Like if I am noticing a pattern creeping in again, I'm able to notice it and kind of self-correct. And if I have to clear it out, then I can clear it out. But it's made a huge difference.
That's massive, because that's a piece that we don't usually talk about when it comes to emotional clearing and stuff. Usually it's about like tangible goals we want to achieve, but it shifts everything, like your health, everything starts shifting. I love how you mentioned about like increasing that awareness within your body, because our body is always sending us signals, signs, symptoms of what is going on internally. Yet a lot of the time we don't have the awareness to actually pay attention to them. So that's one of the things that the spiral does. It opens up your body to actually be able to be more in tune with your body, more in tune with your intuition. And like you said, then having that awareness, you can actually pick up on it quicker, which then you're going to be able to take action on it quicker, which you can see that will start shifting your behavioral patterns and drastically shift the trajectory of where you're headed in your life, just even based on that little piece alone that you just mentioned. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, that's massive. And so what were some of the things like in the external world that you had experienced from moving through it, and then also obviously out of it now, because it's been, how long has it been? When was it that you ended moving through the spiral? It's probably almost a year and a little bit.
Yeah, I know it was December when I actually became a spiral practitioner, so it was before that. So yeah.
Well, I got certified in May.
In May? Okay.
So probably June you started, June, July, August. So in the fall last year was when.
Right. Yeah, so
2 years
that's
ago.
the timeline.
Oh my God, I don't even know what the timing of it all anymore.
I know.
All blending. Anyway, it was a while ago. What kind of business was 17?
Yeah. It was a while ago, but not that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm got sidetracked there on that. What was the actual question you just asked me?
Yeah, that's okay. Like what were the physical shifts that you actually saw in your outside environment that shifted after moving through the spiral, like the changes you were able to make?
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
I'm now living in my own space, and it's been amazing. Like just being able to come into this place where, I get to be the boss and I get to please whatever Junie wants, whatever my needs and wants are there. Yeah, it's all good. And I've also really learned, one of the big things I've learned is like really how to simplify my life and to just, I mean, you could still have a simple life and have nice things and have a nice life. A simple life doesn't have to be where, like you just have like the bare necessities, but I just don't have all the excess, like all the excess clutter, or, like my makeup bag is not full of, all kinds of makeup and stuff like that, for an example, whereas before, like I'd have to have different things, different choices, right? So
Yeah, you're
yeah,
infamous
I've just
having
like
lots of things.
reassessed. Yeah, I've just really reassessed what's important, and what I need, and what I mean, I still have my wants, and that's okay, but yeah, I'm just a lot more mindful about what I actually have in my space, and I'm very aware of the energy and the flow of the energy in the room and my
Yeah.
space where I am,
Mhm.
and I mean, I have control of whatever I'm doing as well, so it's been a nice transition to the life that I guess I was looking for.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's literally
yeah,
like a little sanctuary. It's
it
amazing.
is.
You go
Yeah.
there and it's like a little spa oasis.
Yeah, all the feminine energy is here.
100%. Yeah. And then, so how about with your relationship with yourself, your self-confidence? Like, what is it that you've shifted um, in that area?
Okay, so yeah, with my self-confidence, like I have so much more belief in myself and what I'm capable of, and my gifts that I have to share with the world, and also just to be authentically me, and not try to be somebody I'm not. I don't have to know everything about everything. Like it's okay to just go ahead and bring your gifts to the world for what they are and who you are, and with good intentions, and just be there for the people that need you, and do your best to help people to raise their vibration, and figure things out, and just uncomplicate their life as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of the biggest things.
Amazing. I love that. And how about like with your business? Because now you obviously went through, had a great transformation, decided to go through the practitioner training, became a practitioner. I've started taking clients through it now as well, which is like
Yeah,
epic. Because that wasn't even a part of your vision or your plan that you
it
had
wasn't in the
originally.
beginning. No, it
Yeah.
wasn't at all. But once I went through it, and I really felt like, honestly, I really feel like, even with my nutrition program that I use, like it was the same kind of feeling. It's like, okay, like I know that how this is making me feel and what this has done for me. And it's just it has made me really lighter, and just like really wanting to share my gifts, and help people, and from a different perspective somehow. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I felt at first like I had to go and just like share what I had with everybody, and everybody needs this, right? But now I'm coming from a different perspective. It's just, you know what? I'm here. I have all these things to offer. I know they can help people, and
Mhm.
I have more belief in myself now. I've been learning so that I'm able to really put myself out there more. That has been my next step. So after the spiral, I've been really trying to up my skills, I guess you could say, like for social media and just getting out there and talking to people and yeah, just sharing what I have, but not in a salesy way. I'm not there to sell people anything. It is genuinely because I care for people. And I mean, if you can help people and you have a means to do that, well, why not? But
Exactly. That's literally why we're here on the planet.
exactly. But I also, it's another important thing that I've realized is that flow of energy, exchanging money for my services is it's a healthy thing too. Like I had something keeping me back in that area too. And, like I've been able to work myself through that to get to a place where like I understand that, like I think it maybe was a little bit of self-worthiness and, being grateful for what I already have and, not wanting to feel greedy or whatever, right? But I worked through a lot of things like that as well. And yeah, so I've come to this place where like it feels very aligned and I'm really excited about just moving forward and helping people.
Yeah, you've had such like an incredible transformation, like every area of your life. It's been like really incredible to get to witness it. And you also, so you recently went through Recover and Rise as well, which for those of you guys that don't know, it's an amazing 10-week online program. You did the group coaching portion and you're through that now as well. So if you're open to sharing a little bit about like your experience with Recover and Rise as well and how it complements what the spiral is.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Recover and Rise was something I honestly didn't really know what I was getting into at the time. And I felt like I was already, in a good place. So, but, I still wasn't quite moving forward to where I wanted to go. So I thought, okay, I'll do Recover and Rise as well. And, get me to move forward. And it did just that because it really helped me to recognize and acknowledge and work through a lot of things that have been holding me back. So like attachments and yeah, just different like limiting beliefs that we just store within us, and like a lot of things we don't even realize that are there. And when you actually do the work, it just helps you to go through it, work through all these things when you do the program and work through each level. And it's just a process that just helps you to become aware and really work through those last things, like like emotions. And I mean, it's not to say that they're not going to come back or I'm not going to have other ones, but I have the tools now where I know how to recognize and to work through things from a different perspective. And it's been huge to just to keep me more aligned without all that, up and down so much.
Yeah, and all of
us,
this.
we think we're doing good, and then it's like something else is kind of thrown at us, and it can throw you off. So it's just great to know that you have these things to get you back in line.
Yeah, and how was it that you actually used the different modules? Because there's different modules for each thing. And I know Julie and I always talk about this as well. We're constantly still going back to certain modules to re-go through them and ask ourselves those questions. Because as we do that, we're able to actually work through the things that are coming up, like you said, in our life. Because these aren't tools where it's like you learn it, you clear shit, and then all of a sudden it's just this like, the rest of your life is just rainbows and butterflies, right? Like the human experience is learning how to navigate the mind, body, spirit complex so we can really leverage our time here on the planet and have the best freaking time we can. That's and by shifting and understanding how our emotions work, it not only becomes a GPS for us, but it also helps us to transmute a lot of denser energies out of our body so we can then elevate ourselves into higher frequencies and higher places, not necessarily higher, just a shift to where we actually want to go. So how was it that you used these modules to be able to really support you? Like what was your, if you were to choose one module that like was a massive benefit to you?
I think one that was really good that's standing out right now is coming to me is the self-love. and just, just really loving yourself and being okay with that, and, not taking it as a selfish thing, and even just just the body movement and,
Embodiment.
the flow and the, like, there's so many things that, I don't know, that one is really standing out, but like there were other ones too where,
Mhm.
like with the snake as well. And it's creeping up there every once in a while. And
Yeah. The snakes are like the overthinking thoughts that kind of come in and kind of derail you sometimes.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That one stands out as well. But yeah, each one of them was really great to be able to go through. And I actually printed off each module so that I do have an actual paper copy here. So I'm able to go and just flip through into my notes and refer back to things as I need them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. And where is it you now see your life opening up to now that you've kind of went through both the spiral, recover and rise? What do you now see as possible for yourself?
Well, it's exciting. I'm really at an exciting time in my life now, and it feels so great. I'm a spiral practitioner. I'm practicing and helping people, and I also have a new little device business that's on the horizon. It's coming to Canada soon. It's a Healy bioresonance device, and it's to help people to keep their frequency at levels that help in different ways for your body. Something futuristic and fun, and it'll be in Canada in June. So I'm just working on a VIP list for people that are interested now. So that's really fun and interesting. And then I also have health and wellness in my business as well that I help people with. So yeah, I'm busy, and it's fun, and just trying to navigate the social media thing along with that. And yeah, it makes it like I have some challenging times with that, and I have some fun times, and meet lots of great people. That's the best thing. And yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I still have some time with my grandchildren as well, and my family. So yeah, just learning to balance all that stuff again, but from a different perspective now is it's a huge transformation, that's for sure.
Yeah. And we've actually decided to link up on a lot of our business stuff now. So we're going to be doing them together, which is kind of like a fun adventure that we're now both on.
Yeah,
Super
it's so exciting.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to share? If you were to give, like if anybody was kind of like watching this and they're kind of like on the fence, whether they want to do the spiral or recover and rise, what is it that you would say to them?
I would say to them that you need to put yourself first, no matter what or where you're at. Like, even if you think you're in a good place, or sometimes you think you know you need something, but you don't really know what. I can tell you that I have tried. I've done a lot of work. I've spent a lot of money on self-development and coaching and caring for myself. And I can honestly say without a doubt that the spiral, especially, and then recover and rise afterwards, like that was together, it's perfect. But even just going through the spiral, like it was life-changing for me. So, and it's work that you have to do yourself. No one can do it for you, but just having that guidance to take you through it and work through all these things that, I mean, they're in everybody. Like, it's not, nobody is off the hook on this one. We all have these things deep within us, and we all have things that we need to work through, whether we realize it or not. And it's an amazing tool to be able to just release and like to become aware of a lot of things, and to be able to release them, and then also know how to go forward after that. So yeah, I would definitely recommend spending the money on yourself. I mean, we spend so much money on frivolous material things that really, I mean, do they matter in the big picture? We could live without them, right? but I mean, we've all done it. But yeah, it's the best money I ever spent. I can say that much.
Amazing. Yay. I'm so proud of you for like all of it. And I'm just, I don't know, I'm very honored to be your daughter. And I am getting Reignite Your Soul Collective up on the website now. So all of the people who have moved through the spiral with me will be going on there. So you will obviously be on there. And also you've decided to partner with Reignite Your Soul to be a practitioner for the spiral. So whether you're interested in going through the spiral with either June, my mom, or myself, you will find that on the website coming up here shortly. And I'm honestly just so excited to be on this venture with you. And it's just like so fun to get to do this together.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Okay. Well, if anybody has any questions or anything, feel free to comment below, reach out. If you know anybody that you feel would resonate with the spiral or Recover and Rise or any of the other work that my mom, June, and I are offering, then please feel free to share this out to them. We're so proud of you if you watched this all the way to the end. Obviously, you're somebody who's very invested into your own personal growth and development, and we see you and we are so proud of you. And thanks again for coming on and sharing your story going through the spiral and through Recover and Rise. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome. I just thought of one other thing that I would really like to say. I just wanted to say that I have found, like within my own practice now, that we all think that we're the only ones that have these, I don't even want to call them problems, like, you know, whatever your issues are, whatever you're working through, whatever. I just want you to know that you're not alone. Like, so many other people are going through exactly the same thing that you are right now. And you can totally change the projection of your life if you put in the work and you allow yourself, just believe in yourself and move forward. So yeah, sorry, that just came to me.
No, that's okay. No, thank you for sharing that. And yeah, the spiral really isn't for like, it's for, you don't have to be in a bad place to go through the spiral. It's to help you shift behavioral patterns, right? It's to help you to get from where you are to where you want to go. So it doesn't matter where you are, whatever that goal is, there's blocks, there's beliefs, there's stories, there's thoughts, there's all of these things that are there blocking you from getting to where you want to go. And that's truly what the spiral helps to clear out. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Anything else you'd like to share?
No, I think that's great.
Okay.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Sure.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on here. Thanks to everybody who is watching this. We love you and we'll see you later. Bye.
Thank you.